I am all for representation and diversity. I have no problems whatsoever with those things. I am very happy to see more females and more people of color in movies and in Hollywood. But what I do have a problem with is when people in Hollywood make their movies woke to try to cash in on trends, and most of the executives and directors talking about diversity don't truly care about representation. They only care about one thing: money. Woke culture is their attempt to find another niche to make money in, and the second that it doesn't, they will drop it and forget about it. Now, the marketing of diversity and women power doesn't really seem to be selling movie tickets, so I expect that they will drop that act soon. So Mark Ruffalo, who plays the Hulk in the MCU, recently did an interview with Independent, and he said some interesting things about Kevin Feige and the conversations that they had in 2012 on the set of the Avengers about diversity in the MCU. So the article in the interview reads, I mention how Marvel has been criticized in the past for its lack of LGBT plus representation. He begins to tell a story. When we did the first Avengers, Marvel Supremo Kevin Feige told me, listen, I might not be here tomorrow. He was going to talk to Disney about the issue of why there were no female superhero movies, which they had been discussing while preparing for Thor Ragnarok. And he's like, Ike, Disney's largest shareholder at the time, does not believe that anyone will go to see a female starring superhero movie. So if I am still here tomorrow, you will know that I won that battle. That, says Ruffalo, was the turning point for Marvel. Because Kevin wanted black superheroes, women superheroes, LGBT superheroes, he explains. He changed the whole Marvel universe. We have female superheroes, a gay superhero on the way, we have black superheroes. Scarlett Johansson has her movie coming out. We have Captain Marvel. They are doing She-Hulk next. No other studio is being that inclusive on that level, he smiles. They have to, though. This is the fucking world. I myself am pretty damn weary about these statements. Obviously, they're coming from Mark Ruffalo and not Kevin Feige directly, but when you are getting paid as much as Kevin is, I doubt that you would give up that paycheck because you feel like there's a lack of representation. And if he truly did care, then he would have quit to get his statement across, since this was apparently said in 2012, and Captain Marvel did not come out for another 7 years. The problem here is that he's clout chasing. He wants to be the guy who brought diversity to Hollywood, and this is only to further his image. And if you truly believe that he cares about diversity, then you are sorely, sorely wrong, because this is all just to further his image. A big point for me here is them saying there's been no female superhero movies. I am so sick of people in Hollywood saying there has never been X, Y, and Z and we're the first to do it, when clearly you are not the first. Let's look at female superheroes for a moment. Elektra was the first Marvel female lead movie, and I think that yes, between 2005 and when Wonder Woman came out in 2017, there could have been more female lead superhero movies, but does there really need to be? Can't we just make movies around the characters we want, and if they're females, that's amazing, and if they're males, that's okay too? To me, as long as the story is good and the character has a lot of depth, and the character makes sense pertaining to the story you are trying to tell, I am perfectly okay with seeing a male or a female. There have been also a fair amount of female roles in these movies since 2005. We've seen plenty of females that, yes, don't have lead roles, but they have been pretty large characters. I understand that Elektra wasn't a groundbreaking movie, and they obviously want to make movies that make more money and that have more success and that more people want to see, but it still was the first, and that is the point. And they're also talking about there not being any black superheroes. Have we all just forgotten about Blade, a trilogy of movies that made $415 million? And Hancock isn't a Marvel movie, but the movie is still about a black man and a female superhero, which that movie made upwards of $600 million. You might believe differently, but I personally believe that these people do not care about representation, just about money and what will continue to bring revenue their way. It's not a bad idea to have female superheroes or actors of colors in movies, but let's do it in a way that doesn't denigrate any other group of people and in a way that brings everyone up together, that betters the franchises, betters the industry. We don't need to be anti anyone or anything. But that's all I really had to discuss today. What did you take out of this interview that Mark Ruffalo did in these statements about Kevin? Do you think that Kevin is truly someone that cares about diversity and representation, or do you think that it is just clout chasing and that he just wants to be the guy in Hollywood that brought diversity to the big screen? So let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. But of course, if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.